Yo, what's happening, gamers? Thank you for tuning in. We are here in Magic the Gathering Arena. We're about to have a lot of fun, show you guys a super cool deck that I just can't get enough of. It's one of my favorite decks to use. It's called the Murder Deck. Get murdered! And you just absolutely annoy the shit out of people with this deck. It hits hard as hell. It's pretty OP in public game mode. You know, when you get into that ranked stuff, it's kind of anybody's game. But in public game mode, this is a very good, hard-hitting deck that is not much to put together. Has 0 creatures, and you can actually beat your opponent in 7 moves exactly if everything hits perfectly. So it's a really fun deck, man. I can't wait to show you guys this one. I got tons of other deck builds that I want to share with you guys. So if you like this video, make sure you smash that like button, turn on notifications, and we'll start making some more of these Magic the Gathering Arena deck builds that show you guys how to build fun, fun decks that are easy to put together and anybody can make. All right, so let's jump over to it. I'll show you guys the deck, then we'll show you guys this thing in action in a public game mode, and we'll have some fun with it, man. All right, guys. So no surprise, I just named this deck Murdered. And I just love it, man. I just love murdering people. It's just something fun about when somebody plays a card they think is so OP or so great, and then you say, murdered, boy, get it out of here. Yeah, I just love it. I don't know. I can't get enough of it, man. So we start out this deck with Duress. Now, Duress is not a murder card, but since this murder deck really depends on Underworld Dreams and Peer into the Abyss as your way to beat the opponent and nuke them, we call it the nuke. Duress is a great one because you want to make sure you get rid of anybody that has like counter spells or end enchantments. I think these are both enchantments. So yeah, sorcery, enchantment stuff, anything that counters that can counter this deck pretty easily. So you want to try to get those out of their hand early on. So Duress is a great hand for that. You got Grasp of Darkness. Now the thing I love about target creatures get negative, counters on them is that they can destroy anything that is indestructible. So if you have if they have a creature that says can't be destroyed, that's fine. As long as their toughness isn't more than 4, you can destroy them with this instant. And it confuses people. It's a great one. Keeps it down. Only 2 to use. One of my favorite cards in here, Grasp of Dark. Heartless Act. Now this is a very low murder card where instant you can choose one, destroy target creature with no counters on it. And you destroy it or remove up to 3 counters from a target creature. Now the thing that makes this really good is it's only 2 to use. You're trying to win the game within 7 moves anyway, so you don't really get not many people get a lot of chance to put something down that has a lot of counters on it yet. So it's a good one to have. Grim Tutor just makes sure that we get Underworld Dreams or Peer into the Abyss, or maybe we need a couple extra swamp cards so that we can play those cards. This is a really good one to have. Grim Tutor, anything that lets you pick the card out of the library is a must-have when you're playing one of these nuke decks. So then we got Murder. Let's go on to Murder. Now, this is my favorite card in the entire game. I don't think anybody can argue that there's just nothing better than murdering someone in Magic the Gathering. It's just so fun. It's just get murdered, you're murdered, murder for you, murder for you, murder for you. Everybody's getting murdered, I just love it, man. This was the card that inspired this entire deck build, and I absolutely love it. Now, Underworld Dreams. This is the one way we have to do damage. Well, one of 2 ways we have to do damage to the opponent. So it's really important that we get these cards onto the table. Now, yes, it is easily countered. If someone knows that you have these cards and they're waiting for you, you can definitely counter this deck. I mean, anything in Magic can be countered with the right card. There's cards that say black can't do any damage, green can't do any damage. It's crazy what Magic the Gathering has out there. So this card, I don't know, you can decide to put it out late in the game so that they don't have a chance to remove it, or get creative with it. But you got to make sure that Underworld Dreams is in your, on the table to win the game. Whenever an opponent draws a card, Underworld Dream deals 1 damage to that player. That's huge. You mix that with Peer into the Abyss. Target player draws cards equal to half of the number of their cards in their library and loses half their life round up each time. So they instantly lose half their life. Then they got to draw. It forces whoever you use it on to draw half the number of cards in their library. So if they have 40, they draw 20. And then, mixed with Underworld Dreams, they take damage for each card they draw. So you're on average doing about 20 to 40 damage to them. It's a really good card, 20 to 30 damage or so. Blood Curdle, again, instant destroy target. We don't have anything to put a menace on, but it's just a good murder card I like. Drag to the Underworld. Now, this is a great card because once you play Underworld Dreams, you can actually play this murder card for only 2 mana cost, which is great, man. It's a cheap, easy to use. Eat to Extinction is a great man. I mean, I love this card too. It's one of my favorite arts in the game. And, you got like this King Kong looking fool with a bunch of rock teeth about to eat somebody. I just love it. It destroys planeswalkers. It exiles the creature so they can't bring it back. Now, this is a great one because it's land, or each opponent loses 4 life and you gain 4 life. So if you have a lot of lands, let's say you already hit your 7, because once you get 7 lands, you can win the game. let's say you already hit your 7 lands, but this guy's been hitting you kind of early on and you haven't had a lot of murders. You can actually take life away from them, give you life, and kind of keep in the fight a little bit longer. Or you can use it as a swamp if you decide that you need more of that. Now, Peer into the Abyss, this is the key to this entire deck build. You know, if you don't have Peer into the Abyss, then this deck is not going to work because you've got to have a way to kill your opponent. And this is a fun one, man. Target player draws equal cards to half the number of cards in their library and loses half their life round up each time. So it's real simple, man. If they got 20 health, they lose 10 health instantly when they draw their hand. And then all they got to do is draw at least 10 cards and they'll die from the underworld dreams that goes along with it. So this is the deck. I put 27 swamps in there because you kind of need to get to, you know, a lot of swamps early on so that you can get to that 7 because you got to get to 7 to win the game. But yeah, I'll show you guys this thing in action. It's a ton of fun. I love this deck. It is just, I mean, it's a fun deck. It's not going to be the most OP deck, but it is pretty OP in public matchmaking. And being able to win any game in 7 matches if you hit right is just too good, man. It's too fun. So let me know what you guys think about this deck down below in the comments. Let me know what other decks you want me to build. If you got any color that you got in particular that you want me to build an OP set for, or, you know, a really fun hitting deck, I'd love to hear it. Or maybe you guys got an idea for a deck that you want to build. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up in my emails. You guys got all that link in the description. And let me know what you guys got. So let's jump over to it, man. I appreciate you guys watching. And like always, homies, awkward silence, man.